this way. Cause I know how to shoot, I know how to fight. I tell you once, don't tell you twice. And I'm real discreet, the thief in the night, yeah. If I call you close, I know how to escape. Cause I know how to shoot, I know how to fight.
All right, YouTube. What's the big old deal, man? It's y'all favorite hood partner, Big Nina Boy. We back with another one on my mama's son, man. It's up there, so leave it stuck there, man. So hey, catch this game, right? It looked like it's a double play going on, right? Okay, so we looking at Luce Canon paperwork today. Shout out to my boy Seti Nash. But I got this thing that these dudes was privy to knowing what was going to take place before it took place. Whack 100 is definitely, he narrated so much of all of this stuff that took place that y'all wouldn't even believe that Whack 100 is the only one that knew all of this was going to happen before it happened. See, everybody is thinking like it's only one piece on the board that's going to knock Big U and tie everybody to this RICO and this indictment. Is getting bad, y'all. So before we get into the paperwork, man, I have reason to believe that they were already working on certain situations for Luce Canon. I think he used Luce Canon to take down Big U, man. I don't care how y'all cut that. They already knew Dale Morrison was wearing a wire. They already knew it. They already knew he was going to be the informant before the indictment dropped. All of this, he knew that they was going to raid Big U house. He knew all of this stuff. Now, when we look at this game, homie, a lot of y'all is like, man, y'all, man, all that, man. Let me get to it, man. Let me just play something for y'all real fast. Now, this is the recording of Whack 100, Luce Canon talking to Dale Morrison before all of this took place. Let's get it. One. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, this game is cold, man. This is a cold game, man. You can't put nothing past nobody. Make sure, man, you always have your reason to doubt because some people might be playing both sides. You just never know. Let's go. So just like I said. So yeah, man. So right there, right? So catch this game, right? So what that tell y'all is he was already talking to Dale Morrison. Whack 100 put that play together. So it looks like, you know, Whack 100 used Luce Cannon to compromise himself, but also give him a rebound to get action at it. So it's like he was a sacrificial lamb, just hypothetically speaking, because now he he said he didn't want to do that. So now it's gonna look like Big U forced him to rob Dale Morrison. So when we looking at the robbery and the extortion, so I don't know how the Jay Reed situation go play out. Before we get into this, that's why it was important that y'all hear that audio. Shout out to that boy Wack, boy. Shit, that nigga, boy, he make chess moves 10 steps ahead. God damn, boy. Shit. But it do look like he got action. It looks like, Luce Cannon got action. Now he's facing possibly up to 15 years, which I say free Luce, man. You go get up out of that. You know what I'm saying? But, at this point, you got to make sure that you don't ignite no fires while you're behind the walls. At this point, your character should be like, you know what? This was only a YouTube, persona. This is not real. I was doing it for entertainment, because anything you do now is going to be crucial to your case. So that was Dale Morrison that Luce Cannon was talking on the phone to before all of this took place. You smell what I'm selling? So that tell y'all what? Whack 100 already had access to Dale Morrison. He already knew, and he said, I was wearing a wire. So he already knew that boy was wearing a wire. So now they go look like as if I see what Big U is going to do. He going to try to paint that picture like Big U forced him to rob Dale Morrison, as, he was being forced to do these things. He didn't want to do it. So by Dale Morrison already saying, oh, I know you didn't mean to do that. Look how that looks. Dale Morrison just told Luce that he know that it was out of your hands. It was a G call. If you don't follow instructions, it's consequences for it. So with that being said, Luce Cannon might got action, man. But no matter how it come out, Luce Cannon said, I didn't really want to do it to you. I didn't mean to do that to you. Big U made me do it. So that if they use that as a defense, man, shit. Damn. Which one of you motherfuckers know how to read around here? Nope, nobody know how to read. You don't know how to read? You don't know how to read? Let me read it. Say your cousin Mabel died. Your little niece Charlene died. None of you motherfuckers know how to read? Give me that shit. Let's get into this reaction, man. Dang, cuz this shit is getting crazy. And I hope y'all really paying attention over here, because see, with me, man, I be looking, man. I be like, damn, nigga, how can you? Because this is a thinking game at this point. This has nothing to do with who's tough, who's stronger, who got the biggest hands. This is about understanding what you're facing, who's smart, and who can think. The one who can't think is going to be the weakest link. You got to realize the smart people last the longest. The tough niggas always last, die first. You got to think in this situation. With that recording right there, that specific recording shows that Whack 100 contacted Dale Morrison so Luce Cannon could speak to him. This was prior, before all the RICO indictment already happened. So Whack 100 already knew that shit was going down. You smell what I'm selling? Yeah, free that boy Luce Cannon, man. You know what I'm saying? But I can say this. Whack 100, he used Luce. I don't care how y'all cut it, man. Game is game. But he also gave him a way out. You see what I'm saying? That is his way out right there. You see what I'm saying? You already talking to the witness that's going to testify against Big U regardless. By him saying, oh, I know you didn't mean to do that, because Luce was like, man, I didn't mean to do that. I had to. By him acknowledging that I know. That's saying that wasn't him on his own doing that. So that gives Luce Cannon a way out on the extortion side. Now that Jay Reed shit, I don't know, man. If Jay Reed don't come to court, they got to let that boy up out of there. Out of everybody, I seen it. I'm like, ooh, I seen it. Ooh, okay. That boy got some action. All right. So I see why he over here trying to maintain his presence. He ain't trying to lose that momentum, because if we get out of jail, man, that boy, that going, man, that nigga damn near say, man, I want 10 bands for an interview. That's how hot commodity this story is going to be. Let's go.
So as y'all can see, I'm back from the camera. I'm trying to get back as far as possible from the camera. This is as far as I can get, y'all. Anyways, Luce Cannon paperwork just dropped on his denial of bond. And I ain't gonna hold you. It's looking good for Luce as far as how far it goes. Check it out. So it seemed like y'all really care about the Luce Cannon stuff and everything. And once again, let me say this. I rock with Luce, so you know what I'm saying? If y'all hear a bit of bias, then you just hear a bit of bias. But all I'm gonna say is this: there was something that a lawyer said, and I'm gonna play it a little bit later on. And this right here kind of goes to the way to what Big U was saying in a positive but in a messed up way. And it's something I've been telling you cats from day one. But anyways, let's just get to the content real quick. The United States District Court, Central District of California, United States of America versus Tremaine Ashley Williams. Then we go right here. On motion by the government, on court's own motion in a case, on the further allegation by the government, a serious risk that the defendant will flee. So you have all that. Then it says the court finds that no condition. So this is basically them telling them, nah, ain't no way. So they saying basically the court finds that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of any person or the community. So what they basically trying to say is Luce is a monster out here. That's how they're writing that, right? So then it talks about the things that the court considered, the nature and circumstances of the offenses charged, including whether the offense is a crime of violence, a federal crime of terrorism, or involves a minor, victim, or a controlled substance, firearm, explosive, or destructive device, the weight of the evidence against the defendant, the history and characteristics of the defendant, the nature and seriousness of the danger to any person or the community. The court also has considered all the evidence adduced at the hearing in the arguments and / short statements of counsel and the pretrial services report / recommendation. All right, so here we go. This is where they base it at. They're saying he's a danger. Nature of the offenses and defendant's role in the alleged extortion / robberies, 2 active protection orders, noting 1 is reciprocal outstanding warrants, report of violent January 2025 incident. So this is what's so crazy that if I'm gonna just keep on saying it, Brad. As far as everybody in this case, Luce Cannon is the one who has the most chance to beat his case. So it says, here we go, right here. It is therefore ordered that the defendant be detained prior to trial. It is further ordered that the defendant be committed to the custody of the Attorney General for confinement and corrections facilities separate to the extent practicable from persons awaiting the serving sentences or being held in custody pending trial. It is further ordered that the defendant be afforded reasonable opportunity for private consultation with counsel. It is further ordered that on order of a court of the United States or on request of an attorney for the government, the person in charge of the corrections facility in which the defendant is confined deliver the defendant to a United States Marshal for the purpose of an appearance in connection with the court proceeding dated April 9, 2025. But it just became available on Pacer today. So there's that. So as I told y'all while reading the paperwork, Luce basically only got 2 charges. That's it. The one from the stuff in No Jumper, which unfortunately is on camera, so he gonna have a hell of a time with that one. As long as it's kind of difficult, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Hopefully that footage is grainy. I gotta go back and look at it real quick because if that footage is grainy, it's gonna be hard.
Man, it's crazy because everybody is talking about this Luce Cannon, this footage, right? But ain't nobody talking about the nigga who was recording the video and who uploaded it to YouTube. That was an inside job. I don't know who thought that was smart. Like, yeah, you could whoop somebody's ass, pistol slap somebody, and get away with it. You see what I'm saying? You know, like the old school niggas talk about, man, if you think about whooping my ass, picture your mama standing over your funeral at your grave. You think about whooping my ass, picture your mama and your grandmother standing over your casket crying because you want to put your motherfucking hands on the wrong motherfucker. If you think about whooping my ass, bitch, I ain't scared to kill your ass. That's what the old school niggas be talking. You think about whooping my ass, just imagine your grandmother standing at your motherfucking casket at your funeral. Look, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, look, he gonna go cry in the car. Hey, look, man, right now, I think it is crucial that they come up with a strategic play, right? Right now, he got 2 charges. Dale Morrison already confirmed. Y'all, hold on. I'm gonna let y'all hear it again. For those that ain't really paying attention to this game, man, I'm gonna let y'all hear it again. He's already confirming. Hold on. He already confirmed. He's already confirming that he knew Luce Cannon wasn't the one who made that play. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Hold on. Boom. All right, so look, I know a lot of y'all can't hear it, right? So that's Luce Cannon talking to Dale Morrison. And Dale Morrison saying, what relationship me and you got? They don't have a relationship. So he automatically, that's why he said, I didn't mean, look, I don't know if y'all listening to it, but Luce is talking to Dale Morrison. Luce Cannon already knew that Dale Morrison was wearing a wire. You see what I'm saying? Where did he get that information from? I would have reason to believe Whack 100, put him on game. Like, look, man, you might got to take a hit, but I'm going to make sure you come out the fire on top, right? No matter what the situation is, this is just my perspective, my thoughts. But at that point, that's when you got to look at it like, okay, cool. So Dale Morrison, no, he has to testify. He's already a witness on that RICO. He's going to testify on Big U, right? Now, this is kind of like a win for Luce Cannon. You smelling what I'm selling? Because at the end of the day, he was taking orders. Now, this is gonna be that little Woody situation where if he get on the stand and they say, was you a soldier for Big U? He might have to say yes. Did he give you orders? You might, in order, we don't know what they gonna do. Unless he say, nah, it's all on me, then you go take that shit down and you go take it like a man. But you facing a lot of time. So this is why it becomes complicated, because how do you say, well, you already said it. He already said Big U made him do it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mean to rob you. I didn't have no choice. I was told, he already told the world that he was Big U enforcer. So a lot of that blowback is going to kind of steam off of him. But to the public, it's going to look like, damn, how do you handle that? How do you go about saying, what you need to say without compromising your integrity to make it look like, you ain't just no puppet for this man? Basically, he gave you an order, you carried out the order. They asked you that verbatim in court, that still make Big U look bad. You see what I'm saying? Because in the streets, you're not supposed to say nothing. It's nasty work. It gets so tricky because it's like, yeah, you got a way out, but your way out is still going to jeopardize your integrity in regards to him. And this is where it's going to come a time where you got to be a man, and you have to, look, you got to realize even Pac-Man had to figure out a way to eat his food to avoid the suckers that was trying to capture him in the video game. Pac-Man, all the motherfuckers is coming after him. He got to go through the maze and shit. He had to avoid everybody to get his food to eat. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is looking like. This is looking like a Pac-Man situation, because no matter how Luce play this out, he's going to have to admit something to get something. If you smelling what I'm selling, you see what I'm saying? Because now it's going to I would think they would have to play like he was forced to do this. You see what I'm saying? He's not as if like, you know, he's a foot soldier. He had to carry out an order, but by you agreeing to that, it makes Big U look even more worse than what it really is, because these robberies are not going away. These extortion charges, they got people to testify on Big U. It's going to look bad, but it's all on how his defense lay it, because at the end of the day, he got a family, he got a wife, he got a kid, he got kids, he got to come home. So this is why I say to you YNs, man, make sure, man, you think it through, because no matter how you look at this shit, somebody is going to get hurt in the midst of this shit. You see what I'm saying? You know, and I think a lot of this shit is going to stem from, you know, saying X, Y, and Z on this internet. But this is the thing, when you riding with somebody, homie, especially if you tied in, you locked in, man, you ride with that nigga right or wrong or indifferent. I don't care how you cut that, but you got to pick a side. You was on one side and this side. Sometimes you just got to stay there. If it don't work out, nigga, you get away. You stop fucking with them. You see what I'm saying? At this point of time in life, I don't care who fuck with me. I don't care, nigga. Look, let me tell you something, nigga. I'm so busy chasing my goals and my dreams, nigga. It's a lot of people I had love for that I probably never talked to another day in my life. Everybody is not meant to stay in the same spot with the same people. In order to elevate, you got to separate. That's the only way you elevate, is when you separate from people, homie. Don't let nobody fool you and tell you got to stay down and stay at their level, because some people might not want to go where you're going. Let's get into this reaction, though. Let's go. Boom, boom. Drop them nuggets on them, Nina.
For the feds to basically say that's him, in a state that's as liberal as California, he'll be looking all right in that, as far as them not saying that's that, right? So then we take it a step further to the other stuff, which essentially is the guy who they're saying was an FBI informant that was giving freaking Big U payments. So that's really the hardest part. Now, I'm fairly certain, bro, that they're going to say, hey, man, work with us. I'm 100% certain that they're going to look at Luce Canon and say, hey, buddy, listen, just tell us Big U put you up to this.
What did I say? I saw my heartbeat. I have not watched this video with Seti Nash at all. At all. Look, I told you. What I just tell y'all? I told you they don't want Luce. They don't look, bruh. They already got Dale Morrison. You see what I'm saying? All he has to do is say, Big U put him up to it, which is gonna stain his name. So he's gonna have to make that choice, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you're gonna have to make a choice. I don't know what choice you're gonna make, but you're not gonna just say, oh man, I'm a right. Look, man, I told y'all. He already talked to Dale Morrison. Dale Morrison already agreed that he know that Luce Canon he didn't even know Luce Canon like that. You see what I'm saying? He did business with Big U. So what did that mean for Luce Canon? How would he be reciprocated in the streets if he agreed? You know what I'm saying? And this is just the options. This is not a label. This is not none of this shit. How do y'all go look at that? Because it looks like everybody's moving the needle every fucking day, right? They don't look, he got 2 charges. Now the Jay Reed situation is gonna be like this. And I ain't even seen what Seti Nash said. They gonna be like, look, you agree with this situation. If Jay Reed is not pressing charges, if Jay Reed be a gangster and say, look, I'm gonna take it on the chin, look, because they could pick up that case. They're going to give him, this is what I'm thinking, right? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not none of that. I'm just a street dude that have common sense, right? Yeah, you not no cop, Jay Reed. Keep your mouth shut. Look, you help us with this situation. If you agree that Big U forced you to rob this dude right here, they going to put it all on Big U. Jay Reed is not pressing charges on this case. We'll drop this case and let you go home to be with your family today. That's hypothetically thinking it could potentially be an option, right? Or if you don't work with us and we can't get you on this extortion with Dale Morrison, we go get you on this robbery with Jay Reed. Regardless if he want to drop the case or not, we're going to pick it up, which is going to keep you in jail. That's what I'm thinking. Now let's see what Seti Nash talking about. Let's go.
Hey, man, work with us. I'm 100% certain that they're going to look at Luce Cannon and say, hey, buddy, listen, just tell us Big U put you up to this. We'll cut you a deal. You probably do. I don't know what his points is. That's the only problem I'm having right now is I don't know what Luce Cannon's points is from when he went to the penitentiary. But they did read off a laundry list, and I want to show y'all exactly what a Fed lawyer said about that laundry list because it's very, very telling. Check it out.
Hey, yo, you, can you subscribe and turn on that bell too? Because when you do, you're helping unbiased.
Or if
Hey, Las Vegas homeowner, did you know that if your solar panels were installed between January of 2012 and December of 2024,
you're the criminal defense attorney, is punishing, because especially for people who have prior convictions, you have the risk of being declared a career criminal, which in and of itself invokes a mandatory minimum of decades of time. And that's how the federal system works. It's a point system as it relates for how a punishment could be meted out. So when he has all these different variety of crimes, you add that to his prior convictions, and you're looking at a staggering amount of time as it relates to prison exposure. And that's why many people plead, because you're up against a very difficult decision. Do I risk what might be hundreds of years in prison, or do I take 10, 15, 20 years, which is still an amazing amount of time, but you still have an opportunity to come home and restart your life, versus 300 years, which is essentially a death sentence.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of surprised that given this overwhelming amount of evidence, it seems like from federal prosecutors and from authorities, that I was a little surprised that Big U pleaded not guilty. Now, again, he maintains his innocence in all of this, but as in terms of him not going through with the plea in this case, now going to trial, what's your reaction? What do you think it could look like?
Well, he's going to have amount of time to review the federal government's evidence against him and try to challenge it, and then mount his own defense. At some point in time, as you mentioned, he will have to make the decision. Am I going to try to make a deal or accept an offer, or will I have to go to trial? Those are going to be heavy concerns and considerations for him to think through, because as we discussed, he's looking at an inordinate amount of time, and the federal government will give you that time. There's no question. So this will be a very difficult decision. And I think primarily it'll weigh upon the witnesses coming to court and cooperating. But that's actually a very common tactic of the federal government, is when you're facing a federal prosecution, oftentimes they already have the witnesses against you in the bag, so to speak.
Hey, man. Hey, look, be careful what you ask God for, bro. Because if for some reason, I gotta believe that everybody has this idea to want a better life for their family and their loved ones, bro. Because God just might give it to you. Sometimes you will ask God for something, he'll give it to you, and you will still stay in the same situation, do the same thing. Once he give you everything you asked for, you even made a deal saying, I'll stop shooting people, hanging with niggas that don't mean no good. None of that shit. Let me give y'all some real game, bro. This is why I think everybody should want money. And this is imperative that niggas understand. Money give you the opportunity to walk away from situations that you don't want to be in. I'm going to say that again. Money give you the opportunity to walk away from a situation that you don't like to be in, or people that you don't want to be around. When you get money, you don't got to hang around people that don't mean no good for you. Motherfucker, these YNs, they calling each other bitch and all of this. I don't even deal with that type. I don't even deal with a nigga jumping out his body with me. The moment a nigga jump out his body with me, all right, bro, that's cool. I'm gonna stay away from you. You see what I'm saying? Like, cause let me tell you something. You're not gonna make it in life with no fucked up heart. You know what I'm saying? And when you see a nigga got a fucked up heart and a nigga wanna just be on that rubber ducking shit with you, yeah, nigga, get away from him. You see what I'm saying? Any nigga that want to play with you, talk shit, nigga, talk about, nigga, I'm playing with you, bitch. How you acting like a buster? All of that type of talk. If you hang with a nigga that talk to you like that, bro, that nigga got a fucked up heart, especially if you don't play like that. You don't play like that, nigga, you got enough money to walk away and don't even hang with that nigga. And watch when you stop hanging with that nigga, then he really go be hurt. Because see, a nigga want you to accept them for they little weak ass insecurity and you know, they downfalls and they demise. But at the same time, nah, nigga, we came up the same time, the same way. Nigga, everything you went through, I went through. You smelling what I'm selling? You don't have to hang around somebody and deal with their little weak ass attitude. See, that's why I'm telling. Even in a relationship, a motherfucker think that you go stick around with them forever just because you provide for them or they do something for you. You don't got to tolerate nobody bullshit. The moment you realize that you got the ability to get up and walk away from anything you don't like, that's when you nigga rock solid out here. I don't care. Don't let nobody else tell you that. Tell you nothing different. Right or wrong or indifferent, nigga, when you get money, you got the ability to walk away from anybody. I don't care if they make more money than you. You got enough money to put gas in your car and drive or go get a room for a week, nigga. If you ain't smelling what they selling, nigga, get up out of there. Don't let nobody tell you. I don't care if you are there, G homie, nigga. You don't gotta listen to nobody. It's 2025. The moment that you realize that you stand in an uncomfortable situation and you don't do nothing about it, you deserve to be there. And I don't feel sorry for you. Straight up. Let's get to this money though, man. Let's go.
And they're cooperating, and they have sentences, and they have statements and interviews and recorded evidence. So oftentimes when you see a federal indictment, the federal government has already done the research. They've already done their homework, but that doesn't mean people do not beat these charges. That certainly can happen. So it's to be determined, as they say.
So I'm just going to read it from right here, right? It says, in federal courts, a career criminal is a label applied to defendants with a history of prior convictions, especially those for violent felonies or serious drug offenses, which can lead to increasing sentencing under the Armed Career Criminal Act, ACCA, or the federal sentencing guidelines. The ACCA mandates a minimum 15-year prison sentence for certain repeat offenders possessing firearms. That's where it get crazy for Brick, because he for surely looking at no less than 15. You catch Brick, damn near when he's gonna be 60 years old. But you know, prayers for him and the best for him. That's just what it is. So here's a more detailed explanation defining a career criminal under the federal sentencing guideline.
And let me say this, and we gonna get to this reaction, right? Because I believe you know, Luce Canon might be in cell with Brick Baby still. He's around a lot of people. His case look good. So let me just say this for everybody that's just watching, right? Matter of fact, we're going to take a little second, man. I need all my real ones, man. If y'all rock with the content, I need all the real ones, homie. I'm going to say some real game, man. And I hope the YNs that watch this shit watch this. I hope all the real ones support this channel. I'm going to take 2 seconds, man. I need y'all to go ahead, hit the like button, man, if y'all really rock with the content. And make sure, man, y'all hit the notification bell so y'all know what time I come on. Take 2 seconds to hit it, man. I appreciate it. Let's go.
Mom's right, so I know how to shoot, I know how to fight. I tell you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet, the thief in the night. Yeah. If I call you girl, I know how to skate, I know how to shoot, I know how to fight. I tell you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet, the thief in the night. Thief in the night. If I call you girl, I know how to skate, I know how to shoot, I know how to fight.
All right, man. Hey, I want to say thank everybody who took the time to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. That mean a lot, man. We still pushing. We had 110,000. I'm definitely trying to get to 150 on the scoreboard. So if y'all rocking with me, y'all hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it in advance. But look, be careful who you talking to, bro. Especially when y'all fighting these cases, because you don't know who's wearing a wire. You don't know who's the cooperating witness. You don't know who's already been testified. Matter of fact, you don't even know who's your friend today could get flipped tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Brick Baby and Luce might be friends today, and Brick could get flipped tomorrow and take down his motherfucking world. Be careful who you talk to when you fighting these cases, bro. I don't care about a nigga rank. I don't care about how solid that nigga is, because he a friend today and could be an enemy tomorrow, homie. Because you don't know who. Right now, it's so vicious because you don't know who's talking to who behind the walls. You don't know who's working what play, what angle, and this go for niggas in the streets. Be careful who you tell where you stay at. Be careful who you tell who your girlfriend is. Be careful who you let know about your mama. Be careful who you tell anybody anything. Right, wrong, or indifferent, anybody can be flipped tomorrow. We live in a society where everything is predicated off of money and violence. Shit, you can't even be in a relationship unless you got some money. Niggas don't want no family no more. It ain't about no raising your kids together and letting them see real love and all that real love. Yeah, I'm talking about that. They don't want that shit. They talking about give me some money. And then here come the begging ass kids talking about, Daddy, I need $300 for Robux. And Mama, my iPad broke. Tell your daddy. That nigga's like, damn, bitch, I've been at work 13, 14 hours. Damn, can I come on watch a game? Shit, I might want to go in the bathroom watch some little porn, because we know your ass wearing them big ass sweats and shit. You ain't giving no coochie around this motherfucker. I'm just telling Narcia that. Yeah, nah, keep your pussy, man. I don't want that shit. You always got your bonnet on and you're wiping the baby's ass. You're smelling like shit. Tell about you want some? Hell no, I want that shit. Little jokey joke, man. Laugh, motherfucker. I don't give you that shit. I know what I was saying when I said it. Let's get into this reaction, gang. Let's go. Shout out to everybody. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it in advance. Let's get it.
A defendant is considered a criminal offender if, and this is where it gets wild, because you got to remember, he did his crimes, but then he had to make sure, and this where, I'm gonna disagree with 600 and what he said. I think he was trolling personally, because basically it says, if they have 2 or more prior felony convictions for either violent felonies or serious drug offenses, and if their current offense is also a felony drug or violent crime.
Been in a car accident? Here's exactly how to get every dollar you're owed. If you've been in a
impact on sentencing. Being classified as a career offender can significantly impact sentencing. The guidelines typically increase the offense level, resulting in a longer guideline range for sentencing, according to the U.S. Sentencing Commission. The ACCA specifically targets individuals with 3 prior convictions for violent felonies or serious drug offenses who were subsequently convicted of possessing a firearm in violation of federal law. The ACCA mandates a minimum of 15-year prison sentence for these offenses. So the judicial discretion, while the guidelines provide a framework for federal judges, do have some discretion to depart from the guidelines range, either upward or downward, based on the specific circumstances of the cases and factors outlined in 18 U.S.C. 3553A. Now, what that basically will boil down to is this. They were waiting. There were certain things and certain questions that just didn't make sense to me. First off, if you knew he was like this and all that, and you already had all this stuff against Big U, why didn't y'all stop him way before? If this dude is such a menace as they painted him, right? If he was already such a menace, then why in the hell didn't they get him way before? It was that no jumper BS that happened. Now, once again, I'm not finna sit up here and blame Vlad and blame Adam and no jumper and all that. Now, y'all could say, well, if no jumper never existed, then those things wouldn't have happened. All right, I get all that. And if you say that, then that's cool. Hey, it is what it is. But this is where the blowback and pushback is. That stuff that happened was after hours. And mind you, I don't owe Adam anything. They're the ones who put out a certain piece of footage on me that I still don't feel like they should have did. But it is what it is. It's content. Content is content. So it is what it is. But what happened is they let that be one felony, and then the other stuff that Luce said on No Jumper be a felony. So now you have the extortion felony, which is going to end up being violent, and then you have the robbery felony, which is going to be violent right there. Now, like I said, if the footage is grainy, because I couldn't find it while I was looking for it, and Buddy doesn't show up, all good. You got that one out the way. But the other part is, dude for sure coming to tail. Whoever the dude is, I mean, there's certain things alleged, and there's certain content that's about to drop that I can't really speak on just yet. I'm privy to something that's going to happen, and we'll see, because I don't know what's going to be said or what's not going to be said. But they already have one witness. The one witness, and if that witness point out and say, hey, yeah, man, Tremaine Williams, aka Luce Cannon, then that looks bad. It just does. But as long as the two dudes don't show up to court, it's looking good for Luce Cannon. Now, if not, if they march up there and he did it, I ain't gonna hold you. It's bad, because now that 15 years, bruh, hey. And like I told y'all, and I'm not saying Luce is finna tell or nothing like that or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. But, bruh, it'll be bad. I'm just going to keep it honest. It's going to be bad. So with that being said, man, y'all let me know y'all thoughts on it. Visionaries, let me know what y'all feeling about this one, because there's a part of me that's like, damn, bro, you should have did this and should have did that. And I said it on Twitter. I'm back.
All right, man. So, man, I'm gonna say it like this, man. Man, shit. Which one of you motherfuckers know how to read in here? You nigga don't know how to read and shit? Nope, none of us know how to read. Give me that motherfucker. Hey, listen, man. Hey, Spanky, you don't gotta talk to that dude like that. He's a square. He didn't know no better. Yeah, Ray, what you do? Hey, come on, Spanky. I'm trying to get by, Spanky. Don't give me that bullshit. Ray, what's that bullshit, bro? Hey, listen, man. It's going to come to a time, man, where Luce Cannon his back is gonna be against the wall. Let's just call it for what it is. Luce Cannon back is gonna be against the wall. It's no way, it's no way, he's gonna be able to, look at the options he got on the scoreboard. Look at the options he got on the table. It's either, you know what I'm saying, they gotta hit him. On the toll pole, you got two. First of all, well, let's be clear. He's on the RICO. And it's crazy how they dragged him into that RICO. Only thing that got him into that RICO is the Dale Morrison case. You see what I'm saying? That Dale Morrison is the only one that got him on this case. Top to everybody that's pulling up. Appreciate y'all. Look, Dale Morrison already acknowledged the fact that Luce Cannon didn't make that hit on his own and rob him. He didn't have no business with Luce Cannon, right? So you would think they say, hey, look, Luce, we know that you ain't the mastermind of this shit. We know you didn't orchestrate this shit. So why did you rob him? Did you do it on your own, or did Big U do it? And if you say Big U told you to do it, hey, man, we'll knock this off your time. But because he's on that RICO, you know what I'm saying? Once again, I forgot to add, if Big U get charged, Luce Cannon might look at some time. You know what I'm saying? But if he stay in there, you know what I'm saying, they might work. I don't know how this shit work. I ain't never been to the feds, but I do got reason to believe that no matter how this play out, Luce Cannon is not going to be able to make it up out of there without giving up something to help seal the deal on Big U. That's just the reality. I'm not saying he gonna say I'm a snitch, because I don't believe Luce Cannon go snitch, but I do believe they're gonna. If he's going to trial, right? If he's going to trial, which I believe he's going to have to go to trial, right? He's not going to just lay down and take no time, unless they say, man, we got 5 years for you. He take that 5 years, nigga, you good. You good. You know what I'm saying? But if he don't want to take that and he try to go to trial and try to beat that shit, man, we talking about a lot of motherfucking time, man. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, we got to start educating ourselves. We got to start being prepared of what's going on. And I'm going to get up out of here. I got more content to come, but I need all my real ones, man. And make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and follow me on Instagram at NinaBoy_TV. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Let's go.
I know how to shoot, I know how to fight. I tell you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet, the thief in the night. Yeah. If I call you,